talking about solutions, I would like to invite Bea to share solutions and answers that you have experienced and you have noticed in Spain. Spain has been severely impacted of the COVID-19, so we would love to hear what you have seen, examples and best practices in the food industry.
Good afternoon, Oriane. Thank you very much for having me on this wonderful panel. It's a real pleasure to be with Peter, Hans, and Sarah here, and with you as well. Yes, as you said, Spain has been very affected by this crisis. In fact, it has been the most affected country in Europe. So unfortunately, we have had to really study and understand what the new context was looking like and what we could do to overcome all the challenges that were coming up, because our economy really depends on food. So if you don't mind, I will be sharing my screen to share with you a presentation of the study we are conducting, precisely of what you said. We are studying, let me see if, please let me know if you can see it correctly.
We see it.
Do you do see it?
Yeah.
Perfect. So yes, as you mentioned, what I am doing at the moment is I am conducting a study to understand what this new paradigm looks like, and to shed some light on this uncertainty that really makes people be very, very afraid of the coming situation. So what I've been doing in the past weeks is really analyze new consumer behaviors and some movements in the industry. And I'm happy to share it with you today. So what we do from my organization in Spain, I'm now in Valencia, we conduct a study called Fooduristic. And normally it's about challenges the food system faces, but this year specifically we had to really focus on how this this whole situation was pushing change in a much faster way than we were studying other past years. So what I've done here is note down 5 critical areas or 5 concerns that the food industry and people are really starting to be worried about or don't know how to approach because they are changing. And within each one of those critical areas, I want to share with you a best practice that is trying to face that changing paradigm, so that we can have some hope and some inspiration about what to do about that change. So the first one here is brand ethics. Brand ethics, we've been hearing about it for a long time, but now more than ever is a very critical thing that consumers are paying attention to. So we are looking for brands that share the spirit of we are on this together. So we don't want brands that are trying to sell whatever service or products they do at the moment, but we want to see brands that really want us to get out of this crazy and scary situation together. So in Spain, for example, we have seen several initiatives. For example, Food for Heroes is an initiative put up by the restaurant industry to feed the health personnel, the people working in hospitals. So all of these restaurants have been cooking up meals for health providers, so for doctors, nurses, being at the forefront of this crazy situation. Yeah, you have to bear in mind we have had 150,000 cases in Spain, which is quite a lot. So every day at 8 p.m. we everyone in Spain applauds. So it's very sentimental. We are living it as a very close community. So also the restaurant industry is getting very involved in trying to help that. Then El Tenedor is the fork, so a reservation platform. And what they have done is an initiative to save restaurants by making it possible for consumers to buy meals now. And then when we are out of this situation, they can go in restaurants and eat those meals. And this really helps restaurants because they can get some cash flow, which they are not getting any at the moment, and this is tragic for them and their employees. And then we have also mapped out many cases of companies that are giving specific food items to people at risk, or even protection materials like masks and so on. They have donated them from their companies, their production facilities. They have donated them to hospitals and so on. The second point I wanted to share with you is the new equilibrium point of our shopping behavior. So an intensified hybrid model between online and online shopping. In Spain, it has been a very fast change, maybe more than in other countries that were already used to online shopping. In Spain, it only represented 2.5% of all the sales. So this situation has completely changed the paradigm, and many more people wanted to buy online. And what really happened was that retailers weren't ready for satisfying that online demand. And the interesting thing that happened is that other platforms, such as platforms that provide food from small farmers and producers, they were ready to provide meals. So there's a company called Farmidable, there's another one called La Colmena, several platforms that normally bring closer to urban areas those food products from farmers around. They were ready to continue providing that, and they satisfied the demand that couldn't be satisfied by traditional retailers. They have grown 400%. So we think that trend is going to continue. These type of platforms will be growing because once people know about them, they might not only rely on traditional retailers, but also move towards that. And of course, traditional retailers have realized that they have to really catch up and be more ready to satisfy the demand online. We have also seen some traditional retailers like Mercadona, is one of the biggest supermarkets in Spain, pay 20% more to their employees because they were doing those extra working hours because of this whole crisis situation.
I'm sorry, Bea, just to let you know that this is probably the last point because we have to give the session to Sarah Reversi. I'm so sorry.
Okay, I'll be super quick. We have also seen how restaurants will be changing completely because they have been obliged to shut down, so they will rely more on delivery systems. Even high-end restaurants like Kabuki is a very high-end Japanese restaurant in Spain. They have made a collaboration with Deliveroo, and now they will be delivering online. We have also seen people cooking much more at home, so that will also change the amount of time they spend in restaurants, which was in Spain before very high. 40% of the meals were eaten out. So my last point is hopeful, and I just want to say that the day after is not predetermined. As Peter and Hans said, we have to look at it in a human way, and we have to know that we have the choice to shape that future however we want it. And I just as you, I really want a human future that gives us back that socialization.